motion right is Mims. Williams has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything you watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Stuffed once again, and now suddenly they're left with 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap to Nix. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos finish up an excellent opening series. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Once it became goal-to-goal, Brock, that field goal team just didn't feel like they were ever going to see the field. This team was committed to making a statement on the opening series, even if it meant leaving the offense out there on 4th and goal.
Yeah, I think that's really well said, Kate, for a couple reasons. Number one, you do get a chance to finish, right? So you do all this work to get there, you want to finish it. But you also know if you don't get it, well, you set your opponent up with some really bad field position. I love that decision.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Mahomes starting off with a throw. That's complete. Isaiah Pacheco.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field, incomplete. Tried connecting with Xavier Worthy there. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off Alex Singleton. And the Broncos come through with a big play to close out our opening quarter. It's the end of the 1st in this AFC West showdown. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They're set up with it after the pick to end the 1st. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. And not a great choice on 1st down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work, and defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly, and that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with him in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
It's taken in by Williams. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Broncos looking at a punt on 4th down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. Buying some time left. Caught, nice game left side. And he hits the sideline after reaching the opposing 40. Give him a full 40 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off Alex Singleton. And the Broncos get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
That finds Vele complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, and give him a chance to make a play.
He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
We're to the 2-minute warning from Arrowhead. And it's the Broncos with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Nix with it on 1st. He can't connect with him. Incomplete. Just put it a little too close to the boundary there. Cortland Sutton, the man he was after. And it's going to be 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
That's complete to Vele. And he gets him around 6 there. Jaden Hicks there on the tackle.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos will add to their lead at the end of the half. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos double their lead to 14. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Mecole Hardman now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. He beams one deep right side. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs make it a one-score game before halftime. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find payday.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. One last play before the break. Back to throw it. He put everything he had into this one. He's got it inside the 25. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right? They rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Fielded at the 7. And look at this return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double digits to spark this game. Let's go out and get a great return to set the offense up for success. And that's exactly what they did.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Broncos have the football at what looks to be the 37-yard line. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Tried getting it to Cortland Sutton, and that'll bring up second down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And the Broncos will have a first down. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down, third and short.
And he gets in, touchdown. The Broncos push their lead further to start the half. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff.
Yep.
Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos stretch their lead to 21. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He'll get it to Rashee Rice. Complete. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Intended target there was Xavier Worthy. So it'll be 2nd down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Vacates quickly left side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Flushed out of the pocket. And they pick him off again! And the Broncos get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Has it downfield, working the left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big...
And he's in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos parlay the interception into points. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to